Hi everyone. We're coming to you live from the Tula office in San Diego. My name is Allie. I'm here with Tula, founder of Tula. And we're here to talk to you guys a little bit more about the new FreetoGrow carrier. We were so excited to launch this product last weekend at Wear MommyCon Chicago and had such a great response from the audience. We're even more excited now about this new product. But we did have a lot of questions from people, from our fans and our customers, and so we wanted to address some of those questions a little bit more in depth with you today. So here we go.
Hi guys. So I just wanted to tell you a little bit, why did we create this carrier? What do we hope for this carrier to be received as? We've been hearing from you that you really were looking for a product from Tula that would allow you to carry your child from birth, and some parents might be just slightly intimidated by either using a ring sling or a woven wrap or even the infant insert. And so we've been working on this for some time. We wanted to make sure that we offer you a product that you loved so much, that reminds of the standard Tula as much as possible, that is just as simple and not intimidating to use. And so we've created a FreetoGrow, which if it's extended to its largest setting, it really does look like a Tula. It just looks like the standard Tula, but it allows you to cinch it to 3 different settings, so you can carry your child from 7 to 45 pounds. And we're really excited to show this to you.
Yeah.
Tell you more about it.
Yeah, it's really, it's a carrier that if you really are wanting a one and done type of carrier from birth to last you through your carrying lifespan with your child, this is the carrier to do it. As Ula said, it's adjustable at the waist to 3 different widths to accommodate even the smallest of babies. And it is adjustable using snaps. The snaps are used as a guideline to find the correct width for your baby's size and for their legs. This carrier, we put a lot of care into it to make sure that it was not only reflecting the simple aesthetic, the streamlined look that Tula carriers have, but that it was also easy to use and intuitive, and also ergonomically correct in all of its settings for babies of all sizes. So in the smallest of settings, it really does cradle the baby's body so that they are in their natural position and supporting the C-spine. You don't have to manipulate your baby to make them fit into this carrier, because this carrier will just fit right around how your baby naturally would be held.
You could tell about the design process when we were testing it with different babies, babies of all sizes, and how we were just handing them the carrier.
Yeah, so we did a lot of fit tests here in San Diego in this office actually, and we've had a number of different prototypes as we try to perfect the carrier. But often we would bring in a new parent who it was their first child and their baby was brand new. They'd never used a carrier before. Or if they had, they'd obviously never used this carrier before, and we would just hand it to them and say, okay, put it on, just to see what a parent would do intuitively without a lot of instruction. And we take that as a good guideline for improvements that have to be made, as well as additional steps that need to be highlighted in the instruction manual. Yeah. And we got to work with some babies over a long period of time. We have a friend of Tula's, her name is Stephanie, and she brought her newborn baby girl in at 2 weeks old, and then again at 3 weeks, actually no, 1 week old, 2 weeks old, and then I think like 4 weeks old and 3 months old. Yeah, and you got to see how the carrier functioned on the same babies as they grew.
And the carrier grew with the baby.
Yeah. Hence FreetoGrow.
Yeah.
A couple of questions before we move into the next question.
Okay.
Is this coming in Coast?
It's something that we're talking about, so we've definitely heard the request for that already. So yeah, stay tuned for more information about that.
Cool.
we wanted to also say that so far we mostly were showing you these carriers made out of woven wraps. These carriers are coming in our standard collection, and we are planning that release for early April.
Yeah, we will be announcing more information over the next couple of weeks regarding the exact release date and what everybody wants to know about, which is what are they going to look like? What are the prints going to be? I should mention that this right here is a prototype made from Wild Hearts, which is one of our older carriers.
Older prints that is not coming back as a FreetoGrow yet.
Yeah, but if you felt Wild Hearts in the past, then you have an idea of the type of fabric that we're going to be using. Yeah, so I think you'll be all really surprised and pleased by the designs. They definitely speak to some of the quintessential themes that we've explored through our carriers in the past. So there'll be a little something for everyone, and they definitely have that fun Tula feel to them.
They're all really beautiful.
I want them all.
Is it easy to nurse in?
It is.
What will be the price?
$159.
I would love for Allie just to go very quickly through the features of
Okay.
this carrier.
Sure.
Just because I don't know if everyone is understanding really how the cinching works and the adjustment of the panel.
So can you see the carrier from there? Okay, so this is one of our wrap conversions. The carrier has 3 snaps on each side of the waist belt, so 3 on this side and 3 on this side. And we'll show you the flip side right here. So you can unsnap them and then move them into the different positions. So when it's snapped on all 3 snaps on each side, this is the widest position. And then if you move the snap into the very innermost snap on each side, then you end up in the infant most narrow position. My cheat sheet is flying away.
That's good.
So yeah, you can actually hear the snaps. And then we have these 2 panel adjusters at the top. This is webbing that you simply pull down on, and it cinches the panel from the standard Tula height down to the infant height. So now you have a very infant-friendly little small panel. The fabric that we'll be using, this is a wrap conversion like I said, but on the other fabrics that we'll be using, they're a little bit thinner, more moldable, softer than some of our previous Tulas because of the cinching mechanism. We want to make sure there's not excess fabric or bulkiness around the bottom, around the waistband, and also that it's snuggly enough to welcome a tiny baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then also we've been asked about some of the specs. So the waist belt, the waistband, and the strap lengths are the same as on a standard and taller Tula. The shoulder straps are a little bit more narrow, but it is all part of creating that perfect fit for the infant. So every little detail and positioning on this carrier contributes to creating that perfect fit.
The panel, when expands, is going to be just as wide as the standard Tula and just a bit taller than the standard Tula. But when it's all cinched, if it's newborns from 7 pounds on.
Yeah, and we also have a new hood. So a lot of people at the Wear MommyCon Chicago event were really excited to see that we have these reach straps built in, so that when you're carrying your baby on your back and you go to reach for your hood and grab something pretty easily, the hood snaps onto the shoulder.
Right.
And it also unsnaps right here. So it no longer snaps into the panel like the other Tulas do. It has this little loop where it snaps on.
It works in a very similar way. So,
but for all those people making accessories, there'll be a little something different to work with.
But just as easy.
Yeah. I wanted to share something, if we still have time. I wanted to share about the design process for this carrier and how it was really, really fun for me as a baby wearing enthusiast and fan of Tula's to get to watch the product development from its beginning to its completion. I'm watching Ula create it and getting to help. But some of my favorite memories from this project were when Ula would get into mad scientist mode and she would have carriers spread all around with her tape measure and her markers and her fabric pens and scissors and demo dolls and just going crazy trying to get it just perfect. So there was a lot of late night Skype calls with Poland, and it was really cool. Like it really satisfied the creative desire in me to get to witness that.
Thank you. Definitely one of my favorite parts of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny how that we would come across a problem, and I would think how on earth are we going to accomplish this? And then Ula, something would just go off in her head, and you would start like you picture it, and then you just start making it happen. You know, it was cool.
I had a really awesome team to work with, so I really am appreciative of that. Yeah, it was a fun process, and we're really excited to finally make this happen and show it to you guys, and we really hope that you love it just as much as we do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Are there any more questions before we say adieu?
Yeah. Thanks for joining, everyone.
Yeah, thank you for coming, and I'm sure there'll be more of these coming up over the next couple of weeks as we address even more questions.
Mm-hmm. Just ask questions, and we'll be happy to address them.
Yeah, and there's a demo tomorrow in Tula Love.
Yes, if you are not already a member of our fan community, Tula Love, you can pop over there and you'll see a demo tomorrow from our amazing baby wearing educator and social media manager, Priscilla, and she will be able to show you the carrier in action.
Yeah. Thanks,
All right.
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.